Coach, we start with an opening statement. You did really well. Questions for players so they can be released, and then we'll continue. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I thought, look, our guys battled tonight. I can't fault them at all for their fight and their effort. They gave great effort. I thought our defense in the first half was terrific. Rotations, we really battled down the stretch. In terms of the stat sheet, the two things I looked at immediately were turnovers. We only had 12 against Houston. If you'd have told me that before the game, I'd have taken it. We want to be 11 or fewer, but given our opponent today, I'd taken that. But also we knew rebounding was going to be a key. And that's, to me, the difference in this game was two things. It was the rebounding differential, and obviously I've scored us 18-7 on second chance points. And then the second thing is Juwan Roberts made plays down the stretch for them. He really put them on his back and made some tough shots. So the defense was there, but that's what really good players do. To me he's an all-conference player. He played like it down the stretch, but we didn't get stops the other night against Utah. The last for the 4-minute media timeout, but to the end of the game, and tonight we didn't do it either. It was an 11-0 run the other night, and today was an 8-0 run. So those are the differences in the game. But hey, our guys battled, and we got to build on the positives. And there's times during the season, and I think we're at one of those times right now, where you can play better, you can get better, and still not win a game based on the schedule, based on who you're playing. And I think that's where we are. I'll take the effort we had, and I told these guys in the locker room, if we continue with that fight and the togetherness and build on it and become more consistent through a 40-minute game, we will be rewarded at some point. I really believe that.
Questions for players?
Just before you were here, Kelvin Sampson said that you were shooting so well, he didn't know whether to come out there and high-five you or yell at his players. He didn't know. I guess, what were you seeing out there? I mean, it took the basketball to see that day.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've been struggling a little bit as of late. So, just getting in the gym all week, and getting up shots just so that in the game I can feel a good rhythm, and I got a couple of good looks, and then after that I felt pretty good.
That's going to be really hard to make. Is there a part of you that kind of feels like
Nah, not really. I just really feel like I'm just the game is just happening. It's happening so fast. It's like I'm not really like looking like, oh, like I'm in this position, like I need to get a 3 off here or anything like that. Really, it's just I feel like I made a couple and I felt in rhythm coming into my next few shots, so that's why I took them.
Tad just talked about the rebounding, offensive rebounds. Houston, what makes them so tough on the glass, and why was it so challenging for you guys to keep them off that offensive glass? And like Coach said,
I think they're really good, rebounding their misses, especially number 13 and number, I think, who's number 8. They're a really good team defensively. They're a really good team, rebounding team. So I think we did a really good job, defending. But like I said, rebounding was the key tonight of the game, and they got 12 more than us, and that's why I think we lost the game.
How do you keep your heads up? How do you keep going? All the process and the wins.
I mean, obviously it's frustrating losing games, and we've lost 12 in a row now. And it's really like it is hard, whether you want to say it or not. It is hard to stay positive at all times, but we know that we still have 8 more games. There is a conference tournament, like we have something to look forward to. Like just because we lost today, it doesn't mean that we don't play Kansas on Tuesday or whatever. So we just have to move on. We got to come ready to practice tomorrow and the next day, and just be ready to go.
anything else for the players?
RJ finally hit a 3
Yeah, it's good to see them, Vaughn, he started off a little bit slower, and he's been coming along a lot better. Andre's been a little up and down, so we want to see him be a little more consistent. Felix, he's a young guy. He goes through like it's hard. Like he doesn't know how much he's playing, like when he's gonna play and stuff like that. So just to see everybody start to turn that corner, it's encouraging. Coming down the last few games of the season because we like at this point, like we all know that like in the conference tournament we have to play all these teams again, and we want all of our players, especially in the guard room. We want to be hitting on all cylinders at the right time.
Thanks, guys. Players are dismissed. Please go ahead.
Good job, guys.
Coach.
Good job, you.
Go ahead.
Kelvin was in here. He was highly of you and what you're going through and how it's frustrating it is and how you realize how hard it is to win this league. We need a vote of confidence for a guy like Kelvin Sampson. Knowing that, like you said, you guys are playing well, it's just not going.
Yeah, look, I got a lot of respect for Kelvin Sampson. He's been around this game a long time. And the way his teams play, the toughness they play with. I mean, I said this before the game. Houston is the gold standard, in my opinion. And not just in the Big 12. I would say nationally. Houston's the gold standard when it comes to defense and rebounding. And you guys know me well enough that that's what we aspire to be. And but that's who they are. And so, yeah, it's nice. It's very nice of him to say nice things about. You've coached this game long enough. Maybe you have the years like this, maybe you don't. But when you do, again, you just appreciate how hard it is to win a game. In a league like this, and it's hard. So, and we've come up short. In games that are winnable down the stretch. So we got to keep the faith. But I got great respect for Houston, the way they play the game, how tough they are. They're to me, Kelvin Sampson is the top 5 coach in the college game today, in my opinion. Nobody asked me my opinion, but that is my opinion.
At the end of call timeout before you guys even scored tonight.
Yeah.
Getting down big early and then rallying back right away. It seemed like there were multiple times where you guys got down and came back. How encouraging was that to see you guys at any point?
Yeah. One of the reasons for that timeout was just to try to settle our guys down and just say, listen now, it's about defense, it's about rebounding. That we told our players before the game, like Houston makes it difficult to score. So we're going to have to just get great shots. And tonight, unlike most nights, I felt like if you're open, like Julian, I'm glad he was shooting the ball because we needed that from him tonight. Because sometimes you might get a open look in the first 5 to 10 seconds of the shot clock. Well, against Houston, you better take it because you may not get one in the next 20 seconds. So that's a little bit different than kind of our philosophy. We want to get paint touches. You want to play inside out. But, another stat I think that was really telling tonight in the game is the points in the paint where Houston had 42 and we had 20. So, and again, that's who they are. They play through. I mean, Juwan Roberts he's an all-conference player. He's a big-time dude, man. And he made plays for his team down the stretch when his team needed him to make plays, and that's what great players do. He's terrific, and we knew it. We knew he was going to his left. And the one down the stretch, he went right on BD and got fouled. He got the foul line, but he's a good player.
Either lineup out of the gate was that to counteract their side?
Yeah, it was a combination of two things. That, number one, we just wanted to try to rebound the ball as best we could. And Trevor's a really good rebounder for us, but Hassan's probably our best. If you go rebounds per minute, and also Trevor, I felt like with that second unit would give us a little bit more. Because against Houston, you got to think about certainly defense and rebounding for sure, but you also got to think about how you score. And I felt like Trevor would give us a little bit better scoring punch with that second unit when we went to the bench. So, again, who starts for this team really doesn't matter. Who finishes probably means a little bit more, and that's going to change game to game based on who's playing well and who's not playing well and who's in the groove. And, Julian tonight, I didn't feel like we could get him off the floor. We had to get them some rest. They can't play 40 minutes. But and I tell you this, I'm not going to complain because there's nothing I can do. But these 3-minute media timeouts, and you got 5 of them in the second half before even call a 30-second timeout. I mean, that's 15 minutes of rest for Houston. They got tired, but those media timeouts. We used to have a huge advantage at home with the 3-minute media timeouts and 5 of them in the second half. Advantage is not what it used to be. That's not going to change. So it's just, but I do believe it because we've won a lot of games in this building. We've come up a little bit short this year. West Virginia, I thought that hurt us. Cincinnati hurt us. That hurt us tonight because these guys were a little bit short-handed.
You guys did a pretty good job on Pryor.
Yeah.
Making him work for his shots. Different people on him. Andrej Jakimovski, he's obviously they're down sharp, but how important was it to take him away?
Big, yeah, he's a big part of their team. He does a great job of moving without the ball. They do a great job of setting screens for him. I thought Andre, for the most part, did a good job. We helped on him. Sometimes we were switching when they went with Arsenault at the 4. We started switching a little bit more, and when you switch onto Cryer and you got a big guy that's on him, like they got to understand now they're guarding the leading scorer of the other team, the best player, the best perimeter shooter anyway, I should say. They got a lot of good players, but Cryer's important to them. I thought for the most part, you hold a guy, he gets 17. I know he has 15 points, but he got on 17 shots. That's phenomenal. Now Roberts has 20 points on 11 shots, and he's 9 for 11 from the field. That's not phenomenal, and that's why to me he was the player of the game. But I thought we did a good job on Cryer, and Uzon. I thought Sebastian Rancic, his defensive job on Uzon was really good tonight. He did a commendable job because Houston's got players that can go at the end of the shot clock, go get theirs. 1-on-1. They beat us in the 1-on-1 game tonight. Because sometimes when you play good defense, it comes down to guarding the ball late in the shot clock. And they play good defense. Guess what? It comes down to we got to be able to score, against one of their guys, off the bounce. And they did that better than we did tonight. And credit to their players. I just say, guys, we got to concentrate on getting better every day. That's all we need to talk about. That's all we need to think about. We can't think about our record. We can't think about who we play next. Got to get better tomorrow. Get better on Monday. Get better on Tuesday. The way we play, we got to become more consistent. Obviously, that's been a struggle for us all year long, and we have to have an identity. And right now, this team still we're going in the middle of February, and we don't have an identity. I mean, what are we good at? We're good at free throw shooting team, but we got to the free throw line 16 times tonight. You play league play, they're going to even things up, and you're not going to have a huge free throw advantage. So, but we got to have an identity outside of that. And right now, we don't. I'd like it to be defensive rebounding like Houston. Then I'll know we got a chance to win some games.
What about
Yeah, I think you got to practice it. You got to preach it. You got to show it to them on film. And look, teams in the past have done it. Players in the past have done it. This team hasn't. These players haven't. And again, that goes back on me. I'm the coach.
anything else for Coach?
Talked about guys feeling sorry for themselves across this season, but day and day where calls were kind of wonky, it seemed like guys were
Yeah, if you came to our shoot around this morning, you wouldn't know our team was 0-11. If you came and watched today's game at the event center and you didn't know anything about Colorado or anything about Houston, you wouldn't guess that Colorado was 0-11. The way we played and the heart that we played with. Now, we weren't tough enough. They out-toughed us. That comes up in the rebounding column. But, yeah, I'm proud of our guys for sticking. And that's what we got to continue to have because the only way we get out of this is with that. with the competitiveness, with the, and at some point we just got to say we're not going to do it anymore, and we're going to be plus 12 on Houston on the glass. But we're not. That's not who we are right now. We're not capable of doing that, and until we are, and it doesn't matter if you're playing Houston at home or if you're playing Kansas now Fieldhouse, which we have next, it's not going to be any different.
Okay.